Oh, you're in game. All right, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Let me just move that. All right, best of luck.
Sounds good. Thanks so much.
One thing that I did want to mention that might not even be relevant this game, but is just that after Cypher cash out, the main Cypher line got like much worse, mostly
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Zari got nerfed, and yeah, like your Dravens are contested, right?
yeah.
So it's where you usually just like get your Cypher cash out and then move into like either Vex or Street Demon.
Yeah.
They shall not ignore us so easily.
Support for the cause. Let's admire me a bit. Support for the cause. My street!
Put a dent in him! They shall not ignore us so easily.
I love a challenge. some Draven.
No, 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 no. Wow, 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 wow.
You think? Yeah.
100%, 100%. I'll explain later.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, basically your itemization is going to be IE Last Whisper on Zaya, and then red
And
buff
then red buff
Rage Blade.
stuff. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I love a challenge. Topple their forces.
Think I'll see you stay. Jinx? Stands for Jinx.
Oof.
I must not fall.
I love a challenge. Topple their forces. Consume it.
I will protect you.
Renekton is stronger. You can fuck one Jarvan.
You think? Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, but don't let him
Don't
eat
eat the
anything.
jinx. Sounds good. Yeah, that's also
Yeah, just let him starve.
sounds good.
Also, like corner your Leona. She's not getting crown guard value. Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Brace yourself.
This is Field Racer.
I will tear the world asunder.
Did he not have MNTR? Really? Fuck. Are these
Yeah,
items
if you want to
better
do it
on?
now, I like it. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
That's fine. We take those.
Don't eat your Aphelios.
Oh yeah. This is better.
No,
If
no, no.
anything.
Don't. Just eat a shitter. Eat a shitter. Like They have so much backline access with Samira and Brand that like you can't let these guys take
I
any
see.
damage.
I see. I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Declamp your front line a little bit, like full right and middle maybe.
Something like this.
Leona in the middle. Leona in the middle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay.
Was it better to against this guy? I didn't know whether I wanted my AD carries on the right side where they were more vulnerable to Samira, or again, like here they were getting they were shooting into Nico the whole time, and I didn't know which was better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll discuss it. No
Okay,
worries.
okay, sounds good.
For what it's worth, I think it's an uphill battle anyway. But
Yeah,
yeah, we
yeah,
could
it
have
was a tough
positioned
spot.
a little bit better.
Yep,
But yes,
sounds good.
for sure. Okay. Well played. Honestly, solid game. I think that's like one of your cleanest games that I've seen so far.
Thank you.
Very solid. Um, there's like one turn where there was one major fuck up and one like series of turns that I want to talk about. Okay.
Yes.
Other than that, of course, like usual, we'll go over the entire game, of course. But yeah, the highlights. Only one major fuck up, which is, I mean, that's that's an improvement, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
We take those. Let me find this. All right. Let me share screen. All right. Can you see that?
Let me turn mine on first. Yes.
All right. Perfect. Okay. So, 1-3. I mean, nothing to do here. You buy the entire shop out, play double kindred. That's completely fine. Okay. 1-4. Um, all right. So over here, I like the idea of like Jax, and you're trying to play Poppy. I would actually play Galio here instead of the Poppy. Just because like what I'm seeing here, like if you evaluate your spot over here, what we can see is that you're gonna have at least one upgraded frontline, right? You have Kindred Pair, and you have Galio, who's also a pretty strong frontliner. You also have Sword and Bow, which means that the odds of us getting a slammable item are pretty high for the backline units that we're carrying, right?
Right, right.
Like there's so much that we can slam using this, right? Like we can slam IE, we can slam Last Whisper, we can slam Rage Blade, we can slam we can even slam Shojin, that's completely fine, and like play towards AP. There's just a lot of outs for us here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm already thinking that I want to play towards win streak, and if I'm playing towards win streak, then playing the Galio is a little bit better because I'm less likely to sell that over the Poppy,
Gotcha,
right?
gotcha, yeah.
Um,
And how often are you making 10 this patch? That's like not that often. Like that's kind of like in my mind,
making
I'm like, oh, like I might sell everything to make 10 and just lose streak, but maybe I'm just like tunneled too hard on that as a.
like I mean I don't know why you sell the Galio here anyway. Like there's just no reason to
Oh,
sell the
yeah,
Galio.
you're right. There isn't. Yeah,
Like I think that's the bigger concern. Like we're buying
yeah,
what a Shaco and a Kane. Like that
yeah,
doesn't,
yeah. That makes
not when
sense.
we have upgraded jacks. That I don't think is correct.
Yes. You're right. You're right. 100%.
But okay. So okay, now we got a belt. And unfortunately, what that means is that we don't have any slammable items, right? So now I think
Yes.
it's fair to think about opening, right? Till this point, I think we're talking about win streaking, but at this point, we can think about lose streaking instead
Gotcha.
because we can't slam any items, right? Uh, so okay, one thing I would always hold Alistar, by the way, just for this patch. Alistar is the most broken unit in the game.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah. Makes sense.
it just is. It's the strongest one cost in the game. Always hold it, no matter what.
Yeah, fair enough.
Um, okay, so we missed slammable items. What are augment choice? None of these are clickable, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
So is there? I felt kind of bad in hindsight rolling scapegoat. Actually, is I know I don't think it's like a very strong augment, but in the situation I ended up in, I've felt like maybe I made a
what?
mistake.
No, I think scapegoat is the only clickable one here. Or the options you have. Bruiser would be fine if you had like tier or rod, right? So you can think
Yeah,
about playing into fiddle. We don't, so we can't. Not today is not clickable this patch, so we can't take those. So you definitely roll left and right immediately. Scapegoat is like flexible and like generally okay. It's like econ. It's not the best econ, but like you can't go wrong with some amount of money, right? So it's okay. You roll, yeah. Over here, I already like Pyromaniac more as well. So
Okay.
you roll Skateboard. It also lets you see another option, right? Which is always good. Wandering Trainer also could have some potential here, but I'm fine with just playing it safe and taking Pyro. I don't think there's anything wrong. Uh, me Wandering Trainer gets better as as like the set gets older, right? Because the patches get more balanced, so you
Right.
can actually click
Right.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, yeah, but I think it's honestly clickable even in this position. But I can't fault you for taking
Yeah, yeah, I
Pyromaniac.
think
I
it's
think that's
reasonable here. It seems like it's actually a patch where it actually might be reasonable compared to
exactly,
certainly
exactly.
better
This
than the
patch you
rest of the
actually
patches.
can work with whatever you get, right? A little bit more than the last patch.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so over here, yeah, I mean you can't really you want to hold on to all these spares because you still can potentially like move into win streak, right?
Yeah.
Like you have Kindred pair, Kog'Maw pair, Poppy pair, Jax too. Like you can have such a strong board early game that I think it's fine. Um, in fact, over here also you made Poppy 2. I'm fine with that and losing another point of econ either. Sorry, as well. Like I think that's completely fine. The other two options that you have was like make 10 over here,
Yeah,
right? So you
yeah.
sell Poppy, you sell Kane. You're selling everything basically, but I'm completely fine with just holding also. Then what you can do is you can play towards like a 3 loss 2 win kind of thing, right? Try to spike on your second augment
Right, right.
on 2-5, which is I think completely fine. Okay. Uh, 2-3. I mean, nothing happens. You make 10. You sell the cane, right? You miss on everything. That's fine. Okay, we're 3 loss now. Moving into this, which is good because we want a specific item. All right. I think this is our first mistake. You ended up taking glove here. And I think your thought process was that like glove can IE last whisper solid. I would always take rod here
Okay, yeah. That
every
that
single
was
time.
sounds good. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Makes
Like
sense.
the one condition we've talked about for like playing marksman is you need at least one rage blade, right? Like at least every other item is flexible. One rage blade is mandatory, and also Aphelios's best itemization is still rage blade, gun blade, right? So you can use 3 rods, even 4 rods, because crown guard is Leona's one of like her best items by far.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
so
makes
like you can
sense.
use like 4 rods in this comp. You can never actually have too many rods. So it's completely fine to take a rod here, and I think that's actually the correct
And
decision
it's
because then you
best on
already have.
Kog'Maw too. Like it's just like this IE is so bad on Kog'Maw.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
it's better for your current tempo as well. So
Yep, makes
I
sense.
think Rod here would definitely be significantly better.
Makes sense.
Um, okay, over here. Why do you? So okay, neither of these are clickable, right? You can't take Starry Night, you can't take Caretakers. That's completely fine. Um, so I would roll right first probably because Caretaker's delayed start is literally unclickable right now. Like it's literally unclickable.
Yeah, that's true. That's
On
true.
2-5, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, that's true.
Why do you roll Cloning Facility?
Yeah, I don't know.
Cloning Facility, excellent.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good. Yeah, it's true.
Like it's a really good tempo augment. We talked about like wanting to streak 2-5 onwards, right? It's good for tempo. It gives you both strengths right now. And not only that, any board that wants to cap out with Aurora, Cloning Facility is your single best augment, right? Because you can play double Aurora,
That
throwing in
makes
2 units,
sense.
it's
Yeah,
broken.
yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true.
So Cloning Facility is an insta click for me here. Like I would just roll right twice and then click Cloning Facility almost every time.
Gotcha, gotcha. I
It's
see.
also giving you 4 gold. It's just really solid for the spot.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. In my mind, I'm like digging for econ, but yeah, yeah. I think that's
Yeah, but
that
we're on
makes
low
sense.
streak, so we don't need econ like as much. But also like that would also give you 4 gold. Like it's still
Right? Yeah, it's
a little
still
bit of
yeah,
econ.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's better than Mace's Will, that's for sure, right? Um, okay, but Mace's Will is acceptable. I'll allow it. Like it's not the best, it's not the worst. You get to do an IE last for Slam. Really like the wherewithal of like immediately picking up this Draven and transferring items. Excellent stuff. Love it. Okay. However, uh, this our spot looks great right now. Okay, we're 20 gold. We have Draven. We have solid like augments. We have good items. We're
Yeah,
moving
this is the.
into relatively uncontested.
Mhm.
Why are we not lost streaking here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%.
Right. So what I want to say here is, I mean, you also hit your Skarner too, right? So what you can do is make 30, move out of this Bastion frontline, which you want to do anyway,
Yeah,
since you're playing towards Vanguard, right?
yeah.
So it's 6 gold that you can get over there, and you can sell the Kindred as well. So what you can do actually over here is make 30, and then just play Skarner, and there's Silas.
Yeah.
Not play this itemized Draven, You want to make sure that you lose for sure. Like
Yeah.
you need to lose this round.
Yeah.
5 loss here is so important. So you can be making 30 and 5 loss, but instead we're making 20 and then we win, right? This is the biggest mistake of the game by far.
Yeah.
Like we lost like 15 or more gold right this turn. Like literally right here. It's so big,
Yeah.
right?
I knew it too.
Like
The minute I won this this is bad. And I
yeah,
knew that.
triple item Draven, you can't be playing that and expecting to lose. Like there's no way. You
Yeah.
have IE losses for red buff Draven. You cannot be expecting to lose. And
And
you have
selling
3
the
upgrades,
bastions
you know?
makes sense. Yeah, no, you're 100%.
I mean, even if you don't sell the Bastion, but I at least want to see like a little bit of indecisiveness on that. I can still understand. Like that's fair. It's strong upgrade frontline.
If I like frontline the Draven,
You just need to play like a
it's
weaker
fine.
board at least. Like
Yeah.
regardless, you know?
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
As a rule of thumb, I don't even try to take good losses on 2-6. Like I don't try to like mid-max it or something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just full open. Like if I'm on 4 loss, I just play by far the weakest board that I can. Like I don't even think too hard. Like you just play like complete dog shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like I would play like double Cogmaw, double Silas or some bullshit, you know, if I needed to.
Right. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, I've been better about
Anyway.
this set, but this is a big mistake, and I knew it in the moment, especially when my econ is so bad, right? Like I haven't leveled at all,
Yes.
and I'm on 20 gold. Like I can't not. Like
Yeah.
this is really bad. I could have made 30 and lost. Instead, I made 20 and won. Really bad.
Yeah, this was the like catastrophic mistake that I was talking about.
Gotcha,
The one
yeah.
big mistake this game, and then
Makes
that kind of bit us on the ass on 4-2 when we just missed on everything, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so over here I think you get Chain Rod, right? And you just slam immediately Crown Guard. This is good. You're following the thing that we talked about earlier, which is you're just like way better about slamming items. Love that.
Yeah.
I want
I
to
thought
save the
about
rod
holding
for.
this. I was thinking about save. Oh, what do you think about double anti-heal here? Is it ever? Crown Guard's just like fine, so I think this is just better. But is with Pyromaniac, is having double burn fine?
No. You slam Crown Guard here every single time. Crown Guard is broken on Leona. What?
Yeah. No, I
Like Crown Guard is. Crown Guard and WoW are Leona's favorite items because they give shield and you're playing for Vanguard.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's broken. It's broken. You have to slam it. Like you actually have to. I know. Like even I'm thinking the same thing of like Rageblade. But if I was in this situation and like let's say the rod was taken Carousel 1 and I couldn't even take it, I would still just slam. Like it's the correct decision for sure.
Okay.
One mistake here is why are you not playing Cypher?
Yeah. I guess I thought. This is another reason I needed to lose. I was like, oh, okay, I won, so I'm just not going to play Cypher now because I won.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Just like take like a fucking 70 cash out or whatever, you know? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't fucking matter, you know? But it's fine. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but you can. You should definitely level here, which you do.
But yeah, just level for Cypher here though. Instead, like it's barely
right. You can just toss
it's
Cypher
barely
literally
weaker if
for
at
free.
all. But I might as well. Yeah, exactly.
Because you get the Vanguard, 2 Vanguard anyway with the Vi. And then instead of the Jarvan, it's like a LeBlanc. And that's fine. I mean, that's acceptable. I'll take like maybe a 1 unit worse loss. That's okay.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true. It's true. It's justifying the win. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm not playing Cypher anymore, but it's definitely.
Yeah, but even if you win, like, like there's nothing wrong with taking like 10 gold from your Cypher cash out. Like, it's still better than nothing, right?
Yep.
Like, just play Cypher win streak. It's fine.
Yep.
And like the thing is, maybe you just play it for literally like 2 turns, and then you find 4 Vanguard, and you pivot out. Cypher stays. Like, you don't need to play it to cash out, right? You get the cash out regardless.
That's true. Yeah.
So just like throw it in. Fuck it. Take your 2 gold. Call it a day.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, this is fine. Here's my issue. Why do you not level here? You can get 4 Vanguard in immediately. You can throw Vi in for 4 Vanguard.
Yeah.
Right? And not just that, you can also make 40 while doing it. Like you literally can be making 40 as well. While holding on to everything you want to. Because here's the thing. You sell the Vayne, you sell the Mundo, you sell the Shaco, and you sell the Skarner. And then you have 60, like you'll have 56 gold. So you can just like level buy a Vi and then play it. And that's completely fine. You might need to sell the Kindred, but that's fine. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Right? So you can make 40 as well and play 4 Vanguard.
Yeah. That I definitely just missed it. I figured I was going to 40, and I just didn't. My econ. I'm like super worried about my econ this whole time. But
I think if I had
you wanted
to hold this I think you wanted to hold this stupid Skarner on your bench because you have Skarner disease, as we've established
true.
in prior sessions.
It's true. It's true.
You're just trying to like fish for that fated Skarner 3. You're out of nowhere, and you're like,
dealing.
fuck! If I hit that, I'll win. The if you miss it, that's okay. But yeah, you could have just definitely made 40, played 4 Vanguard. Uh, you won anyway, so that's fine. But yeah, you did an extra, and it's okay. You also made 50. So I mean, it ended up being a better play because like you won, but like in a better lobby, it's not a better play, right?
Yep. Agreed.
We're not doing results oriented analysis over here.
Yes.
Unlucky that you lost this fight. Can't really do much about it. You played your strongest board. I don't think you also positioned like fine. You positioned completely fine actually. Like I don't think you can position better or play a stronger board. So this is just unlucky. He's just stronger. You can't do much about it. Okay, over here I mean, Bo is a must take here. You know that already, but yeah, it
So
gets taken.
this was the. So I think I would have taken the bow, but this kind of goes back to our last session and the just make your tank items before you make your second carry items, and I was like actively telling myself I can't take an offensive component here. I can't go.
Okay. So, you are right, but in this comp specifically, right?
Yeah.
This is a very item hungry comp, and if you look at your components and count them right now, the general rule of thumb is you play this from when you can have 2 backline carries, right? Like for Marksman Vanguards. And if you look at the items that you have right now, you actually have 1.5 backline item and 1.5 frontline. Because 1.5 of your backline items are coming from augments. The red buff and the glove is like extra components.
That makes
So in terms of
sense.
your components, you actually have 1.5 each.
Yeah. And I'm
Right?
gonna drop. I'm more likely to drop offensive components too because of that. Because these offensive components are. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Exactly. Right?
That makes
So
sense.
it's just that. And also as in Marksman, a general rule of thumb, I mean, that's true for other comps, but for Marksman, the general rule of thumb is you want a 1:2 ratio of frontline to backline. Because you want 2 backline and 1 frontline, right? That's basically it. So
Sounds good.
as a general rule of thumb, you can, as long as you can maintain that ratio, you'll be fine. So over here, taking backline is completely fine. But also, you took the second best one, and Bo got taken. So since Bo got taken, you couldn't have taken anything better. Vormogs has to be the best one here. I do agree. I think it's better than anything else you can make here for sure. You have Last Whisper. You have I mean, it's a no-brainer. So with Bogon, I agree that I would also take Bogon.
Oh, was there ever? So I also considered Draven briefly here because Justice gave me Draven too, but decided against it.
What did Draven have?
Chain.
Chain Draven. Yeah, you're right. I think that's better. Actually,
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Okay. And
It is better.
Would
You're right.
you would have slammed some fire then, or would you?
No, you
the
don't
chain?
slam.
Okay.
No, you just hit. It's fine. You just hit
But
on it
the
because the thing
Draven
is,
is
it.
stronger. Yeah.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, Draven is stronger. Your current board is stronger, and your later itemization is completely fine as well. Because as we talked about, like we can slam Protector's Vow, and that's completely fine on Leona, right?
Yeah.
So you don't slam Sunfire. Never, ever slam 2 forms of Shred or Sunder or Anti-Heal. Just don't do it. It's trash.
Okay. Sounds good.
Like you might be like, is it worth it for time? No, it's not. It is not. Okay, this is nothing. 3-6. Okay, you level here. I like the level for sure. Just confused why you chose to level here and not on 3-2, but I guess that's fine. At least you saw this one.
Yeah.
One important thing that I want to shout out here. Okay, over here you're putting the wrong unit in. 1000% of the time you need to throw in Golden Ox right now. You need to get. You're playing Marksman Vanguard. You need to get Golden Ox.
Just to get it on.
Right.
I see.
Yeah, you just need to you have Graves and Alistar in shop as well, and you can like buy them without breaking econ. So it just needs to be Golden Ox, 1000%.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like get it stacking ASAP. It's actually so important. Okay, this is all fine. You won the fight. Aurora, so you got punished for not taking cloning facility.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I want to point out here. At this point, what I was thinking in my head is this a misfortune game, right? The reason I'm thinking that is because you hit the Aurora, right? And looking at your items, you don't have Rage Blade. So now I'm like, okay, I can pivot, right? I can just play a Misfortune game, and that's fine. So what I would probably do is check Exitech here and see if I can play like Misfortune Zeri, if there's any like world where that's the move. Because like Red Buff Aurora plus IE Last Whisper on Misfortune sounds like a good time.
Yeah,
Like that just sounds
for
nice.
sure, for sure. I wasn't even thinking
and like
it. That makes sense. Even just to have it
right,
in
and
mind
then
for
what?
this roll down, because I know I'm going to be rolling down with like no gold, and I think I end up seeing multiple
Exactly.
misfortunes. Yeah, I just didn't even think
Perfect.
about it.
Yes, perfect. Exactly that. Because then what you can also do is slam like Jewel Gauntlet plus Protector's Vow. You have Sparring Gloves, the augment that gives you plus 20 crit and attack speed. So it's super chill, right?
Yep.
You can have IE Last Whisper Misfortune, Red Buff Jewel Gauntlet Aurora, 3-item tank, and then you're just like happy days. That's completely fine. It's not an optimal line, but like you don't have Rage Blade, so that line's not optimal for you right now either, right?
Yes. Makes sense.
So again, like you said, it's not the line that you want to go, but it is the line that you should keep in mind, right? You ended up going with Spear's Will here. I think that's acceptable. I think that's fine. When you do that, you kind of commit yourself to Marksman then. Then you're not really playing for Misfortune, but I think that's okay. Here's what I want to see, okay? I want to talk about this turn in depth. Okay, 4-1 is fine. You don't really do anything here. Did the itemization make sense to you?
Yes.
You were about to do Steadfast plus I think Shojin,
I was
but instead
probably
I was
going
like,
to do yeah. I think I was about to do Steadfast Shojin, save the rod.
Yeah, right. But IE plus, I mean, it makes a lot more sense, right?
Yes, agreed.
IE plus Protector's Vow.
Yeah.
Vow gives you a shield. It's Leona's one of her best items, and IE is IE. You also have Sparring Gloves augment, so IE's like value goes up.
Yes.
Make sense?
Yep. Yeah, agreed.
Perfect. Okay. Now 4-2. I want to talk about this turn in depth. Here's what we have: two options here. One, we're broke. Okay, so we don't have that much money to level and hit our entire board, right? So our two options is, since we have no gold whatsoever, I actually don't think that it's correct to like level and roll here.
I see. Yeah.
Or like at least roll to 0. What you can try to do, because you have Draven 2 and you have Kindred on your bench, right? So you have two options, which is level and slight roll. Try to find a Zeri and then sit. And then what you can do is just play 4 rapid fire.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Sick. That's sick. Yeah.
Right, because you have Draven 2 with 3 items. It's going to be fine. It's going to be better than like a Zaya Felios with like both 1-star, right? It's going to be stronger than that.
Yeah.
Just level, find a Zeri, and then just sit, and then resend it on 4-5, right?
Yep.
If we thought about the Misfortune line also, then what we can also do is try to just fish for Misfortune. Maybe play 4 Dynamo, 4 Vanguard for a bit, right? You also have the Brom, so you can throw in, maybe you hit a Darius, you throw that in, get Syndicate in, and that's also completely fine, right?
Yep.
But like again, we don't need to feel so pressured to roll on 4-2 when you already have a Draven 2 with 3 items plus 4 Vanguard. Like your front line is.
And we have the HP. It's not like we can take a few losses here. Worst case.
You can tank 2 losses, like 4-5, right?
Yeah,
just econ up,
4-5.
and then you'll be guaranteed to hit your entire board, basically.
Agreed.
That's what.
Yeah, definitely.
What it would also do, by the way, is probably guarantee you a placement in Carousel, so you can also guarantee bow by then. Right?
Yeah, true, exactly. Yeah.
Like, which actually did end up happening, right? Like we
got it luckily, but we were like third pick.
We would have gotten the bow.
Yeah,
exactly. We would have gotten this bow.
Yeah.
With 58, we would have lost like one more guy. One more time, and then you get that.
Yep.
But yeah, okay. 4-3. You leveled and roll. 4-2, you leveled and slide roll. Yeah. By the way, you rolled over a Zeri over here, right? Like when you leveled and roll on 4-2.
Yeah.
Which
think about it. Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. But want you to think about that. Like right there, 100%. Imagine like if you just take the Zeri, like 2 rolls, you get the Zeri, you're making 20, you're chilling, you have Vanguards. Like, isn't this such a good like board for like 2 turns?
100%. Yeah.
Right. You just IE Zeri, you just sit. No worries. Anyway,
what's the best way to see stuff like this? So like, is this just like a reps thing, you think, or?
I don't think it's a reps thing. I think it's like fixating too much into like playing like. I think what TFT has become has deviated more and more from flex gameplay, right? Because boards become more optimized, so board strength becomes more optimized, so your final board needs to be stronger. But like in that, we've also lost the ability to like be able to evaluate board strength for its own sake. Like if you just look at this board, there's nothing on this board that looks bad, right? Like just on like a very fundamental level, you have upgraded frontline, upgraded backline, 3 items each, right?
Yeah.
How bad can that really be,
Yeah.
right? Especially when it's a 3 cost, like it's a Draven, it's going to be completely fine. So I guess it's more just like generally be asking yourselves, like, what's the realistic outcome that's going to happen if I roll down here? Am I hitting Aphelios 2? Am I hitting Zaya 2? Am I hitting Leona 2? All of those are no's with this much gold, right? Every single one. In which case, am I actually getting stronger than a Draven 3? Probably not, right? And yeah, you can just play. I mean, this one, it's lucky that you have the Kindred on your bench, so you can actually play for 4 rapid fire. But yeah, I mean, even without 4 rapid fire, if you just level and play this Jhin for Dynamo, I think even that's completely fine, right?
Yeah. 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 And just like don't commit to rolling down when I'm very unlikely to.
Yeah,
For it
it's
to be
it's it's not
successful.
as committal. I think it's just like being
Yeah.
able to think flexibly outside of like the idea of 4-2 must roll down,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just don't drill those established norms. Like they're norms, they're not rules, right?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. Uh, Over here we didn't get the bow, so sword is fine. That's okay. You ended up hitting your board. I like that you itemize your Jarvan instead of your Leona. That's definitely correct. But Jarvan should be on the outside. You're losing Crown Guard value, right?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
only thing.
Makes
Make it a
sense.
habit to outside. Okay, one thing I want to talk about positioning in this meta. All right, I'm gonna share a different screen for a second. This is gonna come up later as well, so I might as well do it right now.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's say this is our board, right? Cool. This was our board, right? This meta has 2 things, right? When it's a brand meta, uh, it's brand and Ziggs damage and Samira damage, right? All of these units really want you to clump. Every single one of these units, right? And every single one of these units also has some form of backline access, right? So
Yeah.
we just want to play around both of those things at the same time. How do we do that? Well, just declump your front
Yeah.
line and declump your backline. Simple F. That's it. Just do this and you're fine, right? Maybe Zaya can go here since she was your last Whisper holder, and like Aphelios and Zaya target the same unit. Maybe you can do something like this. I think this is completely fine.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay, could you just give me 1 sec? Just 1 sec, sorry.
Yep. No worries. No worries.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Does that positioning make sense?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Yeah, again, because you really don't want your backline getting splashed, which is often what happens in this kind of meta. Like we talked about how like brand splashes, and also like suppose you're clumped like this, brand, Elsie, or Leona, all 4 of these
All
take
4 of the
damage. That's
Vanguards.
not
Yeah.
good.
Sounds good.
Over here, only Leona takes damage. It's much better, right? Also in the same like kind of vein, suppose Leona takes damage, it gets splashed over to your Zaya and Aphelios. Then like Samira also on the backline hits these. We like just anti-clumping, like this kind of thing helps with like both of those things at the same time, right?
Yep.
Same reason why I didn't want your Renekton eating your Aphelios out.
Yeah. Makes
Right?
sense. That makes sense.
Like that just like sets it up for Brand and Samira to be able to one shot that shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go back to the.
Would
Go
you
back to
eat
our
with Gunblade, or even with Gunblade, it's just not worth the risk?
No, I even with Gunblade I wouldn't honestly like that's the meta. Like if anything, like Gunblade is like what Gunblade, like with that, what can often happen is like maybe like Gunblade will like be healing up a little bit, but then Brand will ult, and then like Samira will finish it off like because it's low, right? The
Right,
whole
right.
value of Gunblade is that you actually end up countering the Brand comp in some way because a lot of the damage that's
Yeah.
bursty, if your units can survive the first burst, can like heal back up so it gets negated, right?
Yep. Yep.
Um, okay.
That's good.
Am I sharing the correct screen?
Yes. You're back on the VOD.
All right. Cool. So for 3, this is what. Okay. Now Crown Guard, this is positioning. Cool. This is all fine. One thing I wanted to shout out is, I mean, this will come up later, but IE is a bad item on Aphelios. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing as Draven from last set, if you remember, which
Yeah.
is to say that his ult is not his damage. His autos do a lot more amount of the damage, right? Like he's auto attack champion. Just as rule of thumb, auto attack champions don't like IE, right?
Yeah.
So I would actually keep double IE on Zaya, and when you ended up having a Death Blade later on, I would just put that on the Aphelios instead, right? You
I
ended
guess
up transferring one of the
even
IE.
though it's overcapped, like it's fine just turning it into crit damage. I
Yeah,
thought it
yeah,
was mace as
completely
well.
fine, completely
Okay.
fine. Because
Okay.
it's not that much. Like when you think about it, double IE will give you 95% crit, right? And your sparring gloves gives a little bit more. So yes, it's overcapping, but it's completely fine actually. Like
Okay. Okay.
it's really not that bad.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you ended up taking sword here. I think that's fine. Get an Aphelios item. Try to finish up your itemization. I think that's okay. Makes a lot of sense. It's the second best thing you could have gotten. Yeah. Okay. Here is the other issue. I think you've got to resend here, or at least like
Yeah.
look around.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's 3 reasons. Okay. There's 3 reasons. One, first thing that we need to do every single game is recognize what placement we're playing for, right? We're not playing a win-out comp. There's 2 brand players in this lobby. There's 1 Gox player in this lobby.
Yeah.
Odds of us going first are low. They misplayed. I'm certain that for somehow they have misplayed their spots because the fact that only one of the brand players went first and a Vanguard board that really wasn't that like highly capped. Like our augments aren't insane. They're fine, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
And there was a Golden Ox player with fucking Viego 2 on 4-5. Like,
Yeah.
if this guy is bot 4ing from this spot with 45 HP, he has, like, fucked his game up. Like,
Yeah.
straight up. You know? Like, he has misplayed. That's not us playing well. He also, I mean, he rolled here and he hit Aphelios
He
to
hits
Zaya
his
too,
stuff.
didn't he?
Yeah. He did. He did.
Like, he
4-6,
hit on
yeah.
4-6 maybe, I think.
Yeah. I think on 4-6.
Regardless, like, if you can bot 4 from that, like, if that is not a guaranteed first, I don't know what is. Like, he just sucks at the game. Okay? Like, no flame. I mean, a lot of flame. But, like, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Right? My point being that we're playing for a third at most at this point, right? Or like in a normal lobby, that's what we would be playing for, maybe even a fourth. And so that incentivizes us to rolling, right? Next, look at our Golden Ox stacks. We are 0 out of 8. We need to get this Golden Ox moving,
I see,
right?
I see.
Absolutely.
I
Which
see.
means I want to roll at least twice anyway,
I
right?
gotcha. Yeah. Makes sense.
And then I have Zaya pair and Jinx pair, right? And what can happen is that maybe I can roll to 20, get my Golden Ox stat, maybe hit one of these Jinx or Zayas, and then my board is a lot stronger.
Right.
Maybe I hit a Leona or an Aphelios on my roll down, and then I can like make a decision whether I want to continue rolling to like maybe 10 or not, right? But the thing is, we don't like give ourselves those options. We just like, slam ourselves out the door. And we ended up losing these 2 fights, both of which would have been very easily winnable with a slide roll. Right?
Yeah. Agreed. And,
Like, just scope things out to like 20 goals, see what happens. Maybe you hit some pairs. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe you just immediately hit Zaya with like 2 rolls, and then you can stop.
yeah.
But like, there's no harm in rolling to 20 at this point, basically, is what I'm trying to say. If you were playing Brand, then I understand, then I can get it. You're like contested, you want to go to level 9 because your board is more stable on 1 stars, and then you can actually play for first. Makes sense. But with the comp we're playing in the spot we're in, I think it makes more sense.
And
Agreed?
I scout him specifically to look how many Zaya Aphelios he has. When he doesn't have Zaya Aphelios too, I'm supposed to roll here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
But this is making up. So this is 4-2. Like I shouldn't have rolled on 4-2. I feel like my econ is in such a bad spot that I have to save now. But like, and I think that's like my thought process here is that like it crossed my mind that I'm supposed to roll here, and I'm just like, fuck it, I need to save my econ.
But we've talked about this before, right?
Yeah.
Where we're overvaluing late game, like we're greeding in late game and being a little less greedy in the early, where we should be doing the opposite, right?
Exactly. Yeah. 100%.
We talked about this. So like over here is where I want you to like lean back on the greed a little bit, right?
Yep.
Again, if we're playing for first and like we have the spot to play for a first, then go for it. But I don't think this is one of those spots, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe for like 78 HP, sure, I'm in. I'm down. If you're 78 HP, I'm very down. Right? But with 58 HP, I think if you just roll a little, you can like guarantee your top 2 and get the fuck out. You know?
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Yeah, this is
Like both of
definitely a
these
roll
fights, we
diff.
lost by such like so little. Like both of these
Yeah.
fights were so winnable with like a single upgrade, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, 4-6. Yeah, we could have won with slight roll. Okay. Okay, itemization. Let's talk about it. First things first. We have talked about this, right? Have we not? Items last,
Yes.
right? Don't do your items first.
Yes.
Sit, roll. You are 70 gold. You need to roll. You need to hit all your units.
Yeah.
You weren't able to roll in time. You ended up like sitting on 30 gold with like Zaya pair, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Like we need to roll. We need to roll. And we didn't have enough time because we tried to do our itemizations first. I mean, it's fine to stop now because you hit Leonato and like Aphelios too, but there's many worlds where you would have needed to roll deeper, right? But you ran out of time.
Yeah, definitely.
So always, rule of thumb, items first, every single time, right?
Yeah.
Now, next thing we talked about itemization, but this DB should be on Aphelios. Make sense?
Yeah, understood.
All right. Other than that, I think that's fine. Want to point out over here, by the way, our itemization looks so much better because we slammed this VOW, right? Like we have VOW IE instead of Shojin plus Steadfast. Like it just looks so much better.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, we roll it a bunch. Cool. I mean, perfect. You can stop here. Honestly, you can stop here. If you are stopping here, here's why I want to do items last. What our board should be looking like in a perfect world over here is we use both our removers, right? I mean, the DB would have been slammed on a failure, so we don't need to use the remover there, right? And these items that are on the Zaya should be on the Jinx. And of course, you already know that the Jarvan item should be on Leona. That you already understand. You do that next turn.
Yep.
But yeah, on this fight specifically, the Zaya item should be on the Jinx.
Yeah, makes sense.
Make sense?
Yep.
You ended up hitting Zaya too the very next turn, so it didn't end up mattering. See, I don't understand what this guy is doing. Like, how is he losing this fight? Like, it's literally just positioning diff. Like, what the fuck? He's just AFK positioning. Viego's just dead. Like, he's just AFK.
Yeah, that's tough.
Like, how does he lose this fight? He has Bramble, Sunfire.
I was shocked. I was shocked I won this fight, but it's definitely positioning diff. Like, Viego just
isn't this insane? Like the fuck?
For sure.
Like you see this board and you're like, oh, this guy lost this fight by the way. And you'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. He got 4-0'd somehow. Okay, never mind. That one tilted me. I'm not even joking. It tilted me. But this is chill.
Yeah.
Now we need to do positioning, right? Yeah. Okay. Again, notice we've only stacked our Golden Ox once so far in the game, right?
Yeah.
Goes back all the way to 3-7 when we threw a Skarner in. We would have gotten 2 stacks at least for free, right? If nothing else, we would have gotten 2 stacks. So we would have been at 20 right now, which is already like, a solid amount. That's like 4% damage amp. That's not negligible.
Yep.
Okay, positioning again. Crown Guard should be on the outside. You want maximum value from the shield, especially because your Vanguards also shield themselves last fight. Yeah, okay. Perfect example of a fight, right? Look how much splash damage like we're taking for no reason. Our entire front line getting like full Kobu code, full Ziggs, full Brand ulted, right? Every single one of them is getting full value. He doesn't have any as many upgrades. But yeah, look, we took splash damage, so we came so close to losing. If we had any upgrades, we would have lost this fight for sure, right?
Definitely.
But with positioning, it wouldn't even have been close, right? Okay. Over here, 5-3. Yeah, again, our Golden Rock still not stacked. It sucks, right? This is just sad. But we're winning fights, so that's good. Again, this fight as well, same issue, right? Literally the exact same issue again. And that's just the meta. You just need to anti-clump in this meta. That's all.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right? You're winning because I don't know why. Like these guys are. Okay, I mean these guys are just 3-way contesting blindly and like don't have upgrades. Like one guy has Nico 2, one guy has Brand 2, one guy has Ziggs 2. That's why you're winning. But anyway, yeah, over here, you were like, I think you wanted to take the IE. Is that correct?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, I would have taken the. I wouldn't have taken the IE. I would have taken the Runans here regardless. Okay. Here's my reasoning. If you take Runans here, one thing that I want to note is that the red buff eventually wants to end up on an Aurora anyway, right? That's the best applier in our comp. And Aurora, again, is the max cap that this comp can go for on level 9, right? Outside of like dropping down to 2 Vanguard, hitting Garen 2, Aurora 2, and Zac 2. Like, usually what you do is you'll probably drop the Silas and the Kayn for Garen and Zac, but only if they're 2-star, right?
Yeah.
And that's your actual max cap. But outside of that, and we're not nearly rich enough to do all that, what we can do best here is just throw in an Aurora. And if I'm throwing in Aurora, I want red buff to be on Aurora, and in which case Runans is my best item, not IE, right? For the FLUS.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right? Because then I would have like
Nai's
Runans,
definitely better
Rage,
on
DB.
drinks too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Exactly. So, I mean, but this is still fine. I mean, Renekton is the second best thing that you can throw in right now, solely because of the fact that Renekton gives attack speed, and we're playing 4 Marksman. We've talked about how valuable attack speed is in this comp, right?
Yeah.
Just let him be hungry. Fuck this guy.
Yeah,
Like, what's he doing, you know?
Yeah.
No
Yep.
Bastion, no item Renekton. Like, your Jhin, I promise, will just do more damage.
Yeah.
If you, like, just let him live.
Makes sense.
I mean, you fed the Renekton and you still did half the damage that Jhin did, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so 5-5. Yeah, I liked your positioning this fight, by the way. You know, like generally it's good to have Xayah second side, but you didn't want to take like same side because you want Last Whisper same side, but you didn't want to split the difference of like Sejuani ults, so you just like did this. I think that's fine. Because like this way, both your carries were protected from Sedge ult, right? I think a little bit. It came down a little bit to RNG. Okay, I'm just looking, and you didn't actually position correctly.
Yeah.
Your Kayn is still here, so you lost. Like, you won because of 50-50. But if you had positioned correctly, then you would have avoided the 50-50 altogether. Had both your Kayn would have been back road basically, and regardless of which way Sejuani gets positioned, neither your Aphelios or Xayah would get stunned, right? So that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But that's how it played out anyway. So I mean, we'll act like that was your intention. This is all good. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Over here, I would just roll. By the way, for Golden Ox proc. Like, what else are we doing? You know, we're not going level 10.
Yeah.
We're not rolling for anything.
Yeah.
Like, what are we saving gold for? We don't need to econ. I'd rather just take my 2% damage app and call it a day. And like, who knows? Maybe you hit the Aurora, right? And then if you hit the Aurora, you also know like your itemization's a lot clearer, because what's going to happen is you don't have Aurora over here, so you're gonna take an item for Jinx instead, right?
Right.
But if we had an Aurora, then we'd know that we want to take like an AP item, and I think you got offered adaptive here. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, you did. So we would have taken the adaptive instead, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, like adaptive red buff on the Aurora would have been our max cap, but this is not too bad. Like, this is completely fine. In terms of itemization, is this correct? I think this is correct. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Cool. Yeah, this is all fine. You ended up rolling 6-1. Yeah, but the thing is, the next thing that I want to talk about is if you're itemizing Jinx, I'm not rolling anymore. Okay? Because now we're not looking for Aurora. The second that you take this Rage Blade and you're like putting items on Jinx, we're kind of committing that we're not going to have any items on Aurora. And then you can actually go level 10. Because then what the fuck are we even rolling for, right?
Yeah.
Like, now I have no incentive to roll. I have a Aphelios to Xayah to Jinx to Leona to. I'm literally rolling for a itemless Crocodile. Like, I don't give a fuck, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
And now, since you've itemized Jinx as well, it's not even like you want to find the Aurora, because like now Renekton is just stronger because you have 3 fully itemized Marksmen.
Right.
So attack speed becomes so valuable in your comp, right?
Right.
Yeah. This is fine. Yeah, again, this is also why I mentioned that Renekton is stronger than Jarvan over here, right?
Yeah,
Some reasoning, attack speed is good now that we have 3 backline carries. We talked about positioning, right? That this fight also, Declump would have helped a lot. I think you won anyway, but like again, we talked about this.
Yep.
Like, how are you winning these fights? I want to see. Okay, this guy has triple econ. He has triple econ. That's why he won. Like, he has no combat whatsoever. Okay, fine, fair enough. Yeah, I was wondering, like, those would look kind of like capped, no? But like, you just kept it. And I think those guys just all took like shit augments. Like, I mean, this guy has decent combat. He has triple combat actually, and he has good itemization. Kobukuto. Yeah, this one you're just not outcapping. That's with your board ever, even with good positioning and all.
Yeah.
Over here, yeah, you take Edge of Night, Jinx. I think it's the best you can do. I think there might be a world where Jinx is honestly just still stronger. I'm not sure, but there
Yeah,
might be.
I don't know.
Either
Yeah,
way, you're not going first this game, so this is the best you could have done.
yeah,
So I mean, you didn't lose any placements. That's the good news, right? You didn't lose any placements this game. But there was a chance that you could have in a stronger loss.
yeah, for sure.
And that's what we're playing towards, right? We're not playing to not lose placements in Diamond. We're trying to not lose placements in Challenger.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, again, we spoke about this already, but I mean, this fight you also lost because like you ate your Aphelios out. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is illegal. Yeah, look, like he's just getting like splash damaged. And,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's
You
a
see?
diff. Yeah, it's a diff too.
I mean, I don't think that's a diff. I think you would have lost anyway, but like it's
Yeah,
good
it
to
would
keep
have
in
been
mind. You
close.
know, maybe one day the comps will be balanced, and then you'll remember this, and then it'll be the diff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. This positioning, I was just trying to get you to declump. That's it, right? They ended up clumping up anyway because I did explain it as well, but
Gotcha.
you get the
Gotcha.
idea now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than that, I think that's kind of it. You played this game pretty well. I can't lie. Like, so far your cleanest game, I think.
We'll take it.
Not your
We'll take
best
it.
decision so far. I think your best decision was still that one game where you pivoted like completely from Animat History Demon. I think that was still really good. But I mean, this was a very clean game. No, like huge major mistakes outside of that 1-on-2-6.
Yeah. Good. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Maybe discuss?
I don't think so. Thank you, Disco, for making this work, and yeah, I'll try to have VODs
Yeah. I
next
mean,
time.
this was great. You also like again, we still even in this time we have about like 20 minutes or so remaining.
Yeah.
So like you said, we can just club this in for the next time, and maybe we can study like a couple words.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
For sure. All right. Peace.
All right. Thank you, man. See ya.
I'll see you next time.